What's up, family? It's Ken Stone J, and today I'm about to talk about how I gained 25 pounds of muscle in 1 year. Before I begin, though, I'm gonna put y'all onto something. This right here is ashwagandha by the brand Plant. This is an adaptogenic herb, which basically means that it helps prevent stress. It also is good for energy. I also got the meal replacement chocolate flavored by Plant. I got that at my local vitamin shop, but yeah, let's get right into it. 25 pounds of muscle in 1 year. I'm gonna break this down into 5 different topics. I'm gonna talk about my training regimen, my nutrition, my recovery, my mental, like keeping fit mentally, and then also my goals going forward. I made the decision to get into shape around April of last year, 2021. And like, that's when I started to really be consistent with it. You know what I'm saying? Go to the gym very consistently, watch what I eat, and then just make sure that, you know what I'm saying, I get into shape. As of the time I started, I was at 182 pounds. Right now, I'm at 207. The only reason for that is because I was at a 210 and then I started cutting down. So like I started cutting like some of the fat and water out of my system. And so right now I'm at like 207. This chart right here just basically shows my weight progression over the course of the year. You see that there were times where it would dip a little bit. Those were kind of like, you know, just natural fluctuations in my body weight, and maybe also times where I might have been like, you know, kind of not eating as much as I normally should have, or whatever the case may be. I'm pretty happy with my results. I'm not satisfied, of course. I want to get bigger and stronger, but so far I feel like I've made very good progress. And so I'm gonna just show you what I was doing. My training regimen. I was working out pretty much almost every day. Not literally every single day, but as often as I possibly can. Like, I would try to get at least an hour of exercise every single day that passes. And one of the ways I went about doing this is waking up at around like 5 or 6 in the morning, straight going to the gym, like I didn't even eat. That's one thing. I train fasted. I don't eat before I go to the gym. Another thing is that over time, as I started to get good with the different techniques and the different workouts that I was doing, I would progressively overload the weight. And basically what that means is that you go to the gym after every session that you go to the gym. If you are going to hit the same workout, the same, like let's say if I do bench press on one day, the next time I go and do bench press, I'm gonna do a little bit more weight, or maybe a few more sets and a few more reps, something like that. I'm gonna make it harder than it was beforehand. Basically, the beauty of doing that is you're teaching your body to handle greater and greater stimuli. So when you do the same workout over and over again, what tends to happen is that your body gets used to it and it doesn't grow. But when you change up the weight and you change up the way you do the exercise, your body now has something new to adapt to. And basically it'll use that like exercise and basically adapt to it so that you come back able to handle the same exercise, and you just keep going like that. And so if you continue to progressively overload, what's going to eventually happen is that you're going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. As far as cardio goes, I did very little cardio while I was training. And the reason for that is because at my job place, I move around a lot. I do a lot of like walking, you know what I'm saying? So there wasn't really any need for me to hit the cardio at the gym because I would already get enough cardio while I was at work. And on top of that, when you're trying to gain weight, when you're trying to bulk up, you don't want to do a lot of cardio at all. And the reason for that is because cardio burns calories. Calories is what basically helps you bulk up. In order to get bigger, you need to be in what's called a caloric surplus, which basically means you're taking in more calories than you're expending or burning. How you do that is by eating more food than your body uses as energy. And so I'm gonna get into the whole nutrition aspect of it later, but like, let's just understand that for now. Cardio would kind of make it harder to do that because even though you're eating, cardio would burn all the calories away. And so you wouldn't have that, like you wouldn't be in that caloric surplus like you want to be in order to gain weight. And yeah, and as far as the sets and reps go, I will say this. I mean, there's really no set in stone number of sets or number of repetitions that you want to hit in order to basically build muscle. But if you want to kind of get an idea of the range that you should aim for, I would say about 3 to 5 sets and between 6 to 12 reps, which basically means you should be able to, in one set, you should be able to do 6 to 12 repetitions of the weight that you're doing. If you're able to do more than 12, then the weight is too light and you need to increase it. If you're not able to do more than 6, or if you're not able to do up to 6, then the weight is too heavy. You need to, you know what I'm saying? Or it can change. I mean, if you, of course, if you're trying to be like a power lifter, or you're just trying to be somebody that can like push a lot of weight at one time, like, you know what I'm saying, you're training for power and not necessarily to like gain muscle, then yeah, you can kind of go in for those lower rep ranges, like 1 to 3 reps, you know. But if you're trying to really like grow your muscles out, I would say being between that 6 to 12 range is at least what's worked for me in my experience. I don't go beyond 12 reps because there's just no point. It's like you're wasting time at that point. Also, make sure that while you're working out, you also like warm up properly. Basically, like take the time to just like warm up the joints and do kind of like a weight that's too light, so that you can kind of like teach your body what you're about to do. All right, my number 2 thing, nutrition. I am vegetarian. First of all, I don't eat any meat, and I don't take any like animal-based products or anything like that. I pretty much went through my entire workout journey without meat at all. No beef, no chicken, none of that. I take fish on occasion, but that's just for the sake of like, if like it's an emergency, like I don't have any other choice. I basically have only fish to eat. Those are the only like situations where I would eat something that is like considered like meat in a way. And then I also ate a lot of eggs. And eggs really help a lot, but I'm beginning to stay away from eggs just for the sake of the cholesterol content and the other things. Besides me being a vegetarian, one thing I will say as far as nutrition goes, regardless of whether or not you choose to eat meat, is you need to eat on schedule. I ate at pretty much intervals of 3 to 4 hours. I was eating 5 times a day. I would eat my first meal at 9 a.m. I would eat again at noon, one more time at 3 p.m. I would eat again at 6 p.m. and then I would eat my last meal at 9 p.m. and then I would go to sleep at around 11 or so, like that. One thing is that you don't want to eat too close to the time you sleep, and that just is so that you can like sleep better, because your digestive system is still working. You don't want to really like eat right before you sleep. That's how you kind of get like constipation and all sorts of other health problems. If I ever like skipped a meal, or if I was late to a meal, I would just kind of adjust my schedule accordingly. So if I say I didn't eat at 9, I ate at 10. Okay, so then my next meal has to be at 1, and then my next meal after that has to be at 4, and so on and so forth. Another thing is supplementation. I took a lot of supplements while I was training, mostly like natural products like ashwagandha, black seed oil, vitamin B12. That's another thing. Like if you're a vegetarian, there are certain supplements that you gotta take in order to substitute for those vitamins and minerals that you wouldn't get from animal-based sources, and that's just for the reason being that we don't get certain nutrients from plants anymore naturally, and I'll get into that at a later date. But basically, I would take ashwagandha, I would take black seed oil every single day. I would take stuff like apple cider vinegar. I would take stuff like vitamin B12, creatine. Creatine was a big one. It's good for energy. Stuff like vitamin C is a good one. Vitamin D, you know. Or you could just be out in the sun. Like my whole thing is like natural sources of like nutrients. Like if you can just like get enough sun, get like vitamin D from just being outside, then I would highly recommend that you do that. Where I live in Connecticut, the weather is pretty bad all the time, so we don't really get that much sun year round. So finally, I'm gonna talk about hydration. You gotta stay hydrated if you're trying to be healthy. It doesn't matter whether you're trying to gain weight or lose weight, whether you're trying to build muscle, it doesn't matter. You gotta get hydrated. I would drink water at around like every 2 hours. And so like every 2 hours, drink water. I feel like that's a good pace to kind of stay at, just so that you can kind of keep up with your body, just like using your water like through sweat and stuff like that. My third thing, recovery. Number one thing about recovery that you need to understand is that this is the time where your body is actually going to be building the muscle that you've worked for. So in spite of the fact that you've been exercising and eating right, your body's never going to get a chance to actually utilize all the stuff that you've been doing in order to gain muscle. So in order to do that, you need to give your body time for it to repair itself. The most important thing when you're trying to build muscle is that you need to get good sleep. And it's not even just about getting 8 hours. I don't really even get 8 hours myself. I sleep around, like, I sleep anywhere between 6 to 7 hours on any given day. You also have to sleep deeply and uninterrupted, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people nowadays, like, you just don't get that, you know what I'm saying? We got people, if you're anything like me, it takes you forever to go to sleep, and when you are asleep, it's like you wake up in the middle of the night, stuff like that. The thing that you will notice when you start getting into shape, when you start working out, is that you're going to be sore a lot. And so you work out one day, the next day you can't even like move freely. This happens a lot on leg day. Like after you train your legs, or after I train my legs, I can't even walk straight for like hours after that. And you know what I'm saying? And this is good because this is basically the kind of like preliminary step to getting into shape. It's like your body is getting used to the fact that you're going to keep doing this for an extended amount of time. You want to know how to relieve this? One way is to stretch before and after your workout. Another thing that you can do if you want is to buy a foam roller and then start using that to massage your muscles, or you can buy like a massage gun and then use that to like massage your muscles. If you don't have access to that, there's something else that you can do. Let me pull this up right here. Yep. Icy hot. You know what I'm saying? This stuff, honestly, I don't really love using it because it's sticky, and honestly, like, it burns my skin off. But I mean, if the soreness is that serious and you really need to do something about it, you can apply some of that wherever you feel sore at, and you know what I'm saying, chill, sleep. I take it before I go to sleep. So like, you know what I'm saying, I put it on my body before I go to sleep if I'm ever feeling that sore. But nowadays, it's like my body's really used to me kind of like putting it through that stress, so I don't really get sore like that too much anymore. Another thing you can try if you don't want to do any of that is you can take cold showers. Now, not necessarily just the cold water that's going to help with the recovery process, but basically you giving your body that kind of stimulus, like you're kind of like they call it cold therapy, or they call it like what do they call it? They call it something, I don't know me, but basically when you kind of expose your body to extreme temperatures at a short amount of time, it kind of responds in a sort of way, like it releases some sort of chemical that kind of helps with muscle soreness. I had to do a little bit more research with that, but you know what I'm saying, you take cold showers. I only shower with cold water, you know what I'm saying? I don't shower with hot water at all. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. Just don't shower with blisteringly hot water, because that's going to relax the muscle and it's going to take even longer for you to recover. Fourth point is the mental aspect of working out. See, something that you need to understand is that getting into shape isn't just about your physical body or just about, you know what I'm saying, eating right. It's not about any of that. It's about keeping your mind right to actually accept the fact that this is how you're going to live your life, and you're making this change for the better. You're making this change for your future self. Now, this is the part where I start to get a little preachy a little bit. One thing that you need to understand if you want to do anything significant in your life is that you need to kind of put yourself into the mode where something must be done, you know? Like, something that I kind of did so that I can kind of motivate myself to wake up in the morning and go and work out is just kind of telling myself that this has to be done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give myself any choice. Like, as soon as I wake up, as soon as I brush my teeth and get through my morning routine, I just head straight to the gym. No negotiations, no question. I don't care if I'm late for something. I have to get that workout in. And eventually it begins to become a habit, because your mind starts to register that any day that you get up, you're going to the gym. And so this kind of like helps you like just kind of stay consistent and stay like, you know what I'm saying, on. Another thing that I did in terms of like my mentality when it comes to working out is that I listen to a lot of motivational videos and speeches. Basically everybody. I listen to everybody. Tony Robbins, Eric Thomas, Les Brown. If you follow me on Instagram, something that you're going to notice is that whenever I'm working out, or whenever I'm like, you know what I'm saying, sharing any sort of content. Like, I normally like to share like motivational content, stuff that's very empowering, very uplifting. I even got a picture of Kobe Bryant up on my wall, like just basically every morning when I'm, you know what I'm saying, getting ready, I look at this poster. Basically it says, great things come from hard work and perseverance, no excuses. That's something that I live by. That's something that I try and keep in mind every day of my life. You're never going to get anything good in life if you don't work for it. And so you need to understand that in order for you to have the body you want and to have the health that you want, you're going to have to make that commitment on a daily basis. You're going to have to make sure that you're always pushing yourself to be the best version of yourself. And so this brings me to my next point. In order for you to do that, you're going to need somebody to hold you accountable. One thing that I really appreciate in my life is people that can kind of like motivate me to keep going. You know what I'm saying? A big part of my workout journey was me kind of like posting my workout videos on Instagram or wherever, and then just kind of like getting that feedback from people who are watching it, like, yeah, keep going, bro, I see you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you get that feedback, like people are cheering for you, people are rooting for you, people are motivating you, it kind of inspires you to keep going and to keep pushing in spite of whether or not you're going through something or you feel kind of down or you don't feel like doing it. It keeps you kind of motivated because it reminds you that you're not just getting in shape for yourself, you're inspiring other people by what you're doing. Another big thing is that you have to kind of visualize what you want your dream physique to look like. And you need to be able to picture in your mind what you want your body to look like. One way that I did this is that while like when I'm on social media or anything like that, I straight watch workout videos and like people just getting into shape and stuff like that. I make sure that I watch that on a daily basis. And the reason for that is because whatever you continuously watch enters into your subconscious mind. And what happens with that is that you start to kind of like picture that in your own life. Like, and so because you visualize it in your mind, it's going to take place in reality. And whether you believe it or not, I mean, if you've ever read the book Think and Grow Rich, you probably already know what I'm talking about. But one thing that you need to understand is that your subconscious mind is very, very powerful. Whatever you want in life, whatever you want to achieve or accomplish can be done if you just change your mindset. If you make a habit of constantly controlling what you think about and controlling what goes through your mind, you'll be able to change everything in your life. And that's facts. Which brings me on to my next point, affirmation. You need to continuously tell yourself what it is that you hope to do or hope to accomplish in life. So basically, whatever it is that you want to accomplish, you need to tell yourself that you are already that. You know what I'm saying? I would wake up in the morning and I would like tell myself like I'm strong, I'm in shape, I'm built, I'm cut. Whatever I wanted to tell myself, whatever I wanted to be, that's what I would tell myself that I already am. And because I affirmed it, it would take place and it would manifest in reality. That's another important thing that you need to understand if you're ever trying to, you know what I'm saying, accomplish a goal or accomplish something. You need to have the boldness to be able to speak it into your life. I really respect people who have the courage to affirm certain things in their life. Like, for example, like DJ Khaled. Like, one thing about DJ Khaled that I really like, he stays deliberately positive throughout his entire life. Like, he's always talking about victory and all I do is win and straight, you know what I'm saying, believe in yourself. He's always saying positive things like that. And I really respect that because I know it's true. And my fifth point, moving forward, right now, I'm kind of in a cutting phase because I don't want to gain too much weight too fast without kind of having that sort of cutting phase in between. It's important to understand that when you're trying to gain muscle, you don't want to just straight gain muscle the entire time. Like, you want to also like make sure that you're taking time to cut down some of the fat that you've been accumulating with the muscle, because everybody that works out knows that when you're building muscle, you don't only build muscle, you also accumulate some fat from some of the food you eat, and that's normal. You know what I'm saying? When you're bulking up, you're not gonna, like, your six-pack is gonna fade because you're putting on weight, you're putting on fat. It's not gonna, like, you know what I'm saying, still be there. Like, you gotta like cut back a little bit on your calories, a lot more cardio so that you can kind of burn calories. Just basically stay in a caloric deficit. And what that's basically gonna do is that it's going to cut down some of the excess fat on your body, and you're going to be able to reveal whatever muscle that you've built up over the course of your bulk. So I'm also doing that. And also I've started an online store where I basically market products that people can use to basically live a healthier lifestyle. A lot of these products that I'm marketing are from trusted brands that are highly rated all over the world. They handle all sorts of different things that you may need, like as far as energy, sleep, immunity, all kinds of things. And not even just that, but we also got different niches like personal care, makeup, and home care that basically give you a kind of like a whole catalog of different things that you would normally use on your day-to-day life. And so a lot of these products I use myself. I swear by them. One of my favorite brands is XS, which is basically a nutrition brand that supplies all different types of vitamins, minerals, and energy supplements, drinks. And I've been taking those throughout the course of my workout journey, and I attribute that a lot to my success. So if you want to check it out, the link is in the description. Go and check out my store. And if you have any questions, you can email me at my email also in the description. So that's pretty much it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Moving forward, I tend to make more videos kind of talking about stuff like this. Any topics that need to be addressed, I'm gonna also touch upon that. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? 2022, we on big dog status. Thank you for watching the video. Like and subscribe. And until next time, peace.